about bridges is that every one of them is an invitation to people on the other side to come over and play. Some of those people might hate you. Some might just be simple or scared or naive. Some are enemies or trolls or federal agents who are best left under the bridge. Those are the ones who will try to steer and poison whatever you're doing if you let them come across. Every bridge could make you stronger, or it could destroy everything you want to defend and protect. I burned it all, but bridges, nothing burns quite like a bridge does. Happy November. Whatever you do this month, don't feed the trolls or the feds. Don't let them feed you. Don't take the bait. Don't play with fire, but burn whatever bridges you need to burn. Oh, and thanks for being my neighbor. You can cross my bridge anytime you want. Unless you're a fed.
On this case from forensics expert Joseph Scott Morgan. Now, we heard about the cell phone data saying that Brian Kohberger may have been following some or all of the victims. The public defender is saying that Kohberger's eager to exonerate himself. What kinds of things will have to piece this puzzle together if police don't have a murder weapon?
Well, I think that just the genetic tieback, the DNA tieback, that's solid gold. If they can put him inside of that residence just from his genetic signature, and if he removed anything from that scene and went to that car, this car they've been looking for a while now, that car, I want people to understand really how important this piece of evidence is. That car was a rolling crime scene. Because if it was used as a conveyance for him from the scene in Moscow, he got into the car and went back to Pullman, even to his apartment, we can pretty accurately say that he was probably drenched in blood. He was super saturated. This is four victims that were stabbed. Sharp force injuries generate a tremendous amount of trauma and, of course, blood. I know we don't want to talk about that, but that's the reality of it. So he would have transferred that evidence to that vehicle. And the fact that he was still holding on to this vehicle, they actually found this vehicle in Pennsylvania. He traveled across the country in this thing. Very important piece of evidence there.
So what do you have to say about the DNA? So much DNA evidence that has been collected for this, and you talked about how messy the crime scene potentially was. So how do you determine what's vital and what might have been there from before the crimes happened?
Yeah, fantastic question. We know who the occupants were. Those that were domiciled there. We have the two individuals that were essentially spared, and then we have the four that were indwelling the house that, of course, lost their lives. And then any intimate partners that were associated with the residents that lived there, their DNA would have been harvested as well. Then after all of the DNA at the scene is collected, what's important is you eliminate those that you know, and then you look for those unknowns. Who do you have among the samples that are unknowns? Now, this place has been stated to have been a party house. Okay, so you'll have like touch DNA that's left behind, but that's fragmented DNA. I'm talking about rich DNA sample that comes from any number of different body fluids. It doesn't just have to be blood. It can come from sweat, semen, fecal matter, any number of things, and certainly skin. I think beneath their nails may rest the answer.
Yeah, Joseph, I want to get this in the last 30 seconds we might have. Hypothetically, let's say police arrested the right person and he's a criminology PhD student. Does that complicate the case because he knows the inside of the system and how this works?
He might know some about the inside of the system. He doesn't know much about forensic science. Those are two different studies. And so anything that he knew about forensic science is something that he kind of learned peripherally. He might know how the court system worked. He might have an interest in criminal behavior, but at the end of the day, that's not going to save whoever did this from the science.